is everyone today? You know, it feels like it's been forever since I did a YouTube stream. And then I looked, I was like, wait, it has been forever. Because I had 2 weeks off because I was doing the Twitch streams for the St. Jude. For the Play Live stuff. So yeah, so it's been a while. Hi YouTube. How are you guys today? Oh, Marley heard me talking to myself. Hi. Was I talking to myself, honey? I was. He's very happy. I know. Are you a happy boy? Are you happy because Mummy's talking to herself? I know. Hi. Mwah. Couple quick updates. And then we're going to get into today's project. So we're doing the present today, as you see. I decided I'm going to switch it up a bit, and I'm going to do black and gold and red for the colors. So I do black for the background, gold for the ribbon, and then red for the present, just so I can, you know, mix it up a bit whenever I'm doing the the presentation. Hello, Sandy. Hello, Amber. How are you guys today? So we're doing that. I'm gonna do it like I did with the tree. So I'm gonna do all of the instruction stuff first, and then I'm gonna take this camera right here, which is this one, and I'm gonna take that camera and move it around over there, and then film the beginning and the end of the tutorial. And then that way I don't have to mess with this camera, and it's just easier for me to go through and do that. Yeah, and then next week, I won't be streaming on YouTube next week because I am giving a presentation to a guild online, and they happen to meet on Thursdays. So I'm doing a guild presentation. Yes, it would work better if your headphones were on, Miss Elving. It would. So no YouTube next Thursday because I'll be presenting. However, I will be back again the following Thursday. So in 2 weeks, I'll be doing the dice, the D20 dice. And then, when is the magazine coming out? Okay, so that's on the 17th. And then the 24th and the 1st. Hey, Kim! The 24th and the 1st, I'm going to do 2 of the foundation paper piece patterns for my new line. In fact, Kim's part of the guild that I'm speaking to next Thursday, so I won't be live on YouTube. And then, yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually doing a lot of the same lecture I did the first time, so I'm going to switch it up a bit, because they want me to do the pixel lecture. So I'm going to switch it up a bit, just because I've done that one before. Then, so I said the 24th and the 1st, I'll do 2 of the new ones I just did. Now, the month of July, as of right now, I'm thinking the 8th, we're going to do our next quilt along. But I have to see how they patterned it. So our next quilt along, probably, because I have to see the magazine, is going to be for the mermaid. The mermaid was picked up. Go ahead. I was given permission to announce this, to talk to people about it, that, hey, keep an eye on for it. Your local bookstore and pharmacy probably carries this magazine. I know all the shoppers here in London do. And in fact, Kim, I'm doing a special thing with Stitch It Central, where they're buying a stack of the magazines, and we're going to do a big event, and it's just a matter of how many she can get her hands on, if we can be open or not. But Bonds and Porter Quick and Easy Quilts is going to feature one of my patterns, the mermaid, and it's just a matter of, I don't know if they've changed the pattern or what they've done with it. So I don't know if we can do a quilt along with it or not, but that's what I'm planning on doing one. And I should have it in my hands in about 2 weeks, and I can let you know. It all depends upon if they kept all my patterning the same or if they changed it, because magazines do their own patterning. So we'll see. So that's the plan for the next month. I'm excited. We are getting another foster baby this weekend. For those of you that don't belong to my Discord, her name is Novena. She's a Chiweenie, and she has heartworm. She has not gone through treatments. So, she is very, very high heartworm positive, and her heart is damaged because of it. So because her heart is so damaged, they cannot put her through the standard heartworm treatment, and they have to do a slow kill. Meaning they have to put her on regular medicine on for 2 weeks and then off for 3 weeks and then on for 2, off and on and on. On and off, on and off. It's a much slower method of killing the heartworm, and she will have major issues until then. So they're giving her to us to take care of that. She is available for adoption, but the person that adopts her has to understand that she has heartworm and how serious it is, and they would have to treat her for that. So she may not be adopted anytime soon. She may be with us for quite a long time. She could be with us anywhere from a month to 2 years. That's how long it could take for her to be heartworm free, is 2 years. So we'll see. We will see. But the biggest issue with Novena is her owner died. I've learned more information about her. Her owner has passed away, and she hopped around family and apparently came in contact with kids and may have lashed out, and then was dumped at a kennel at a pound. So she needs tender love and care. She's been doing very well at the ranch. She has been opening up and been sweet and wonderful. Unfortunately, little dogs shouldn't be around little hands. And that's the reason. Because they get very scared, especially when they lose their owners. So she is a little nippy when she's afraid, and she's more than likely going to be afraid on Saturday. So we have a plan for picking her up, and yeah, hi. Marley's very excited to get another playmate, right? Yeah. And then the last piece of business is, of course, we did just wrap up our St. Jude season. We raised over $13,000. You guys are amazing. $13,000. I did the editing for the clip video today. So that is all finished. And that will be posted on YouTube on Monday. And if you would like a preview of it, you may want to pop into my Twitch channel tomorrow when I go live at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to be debuting it tomorrow, and then I'll be putting it up on YouTube for everyone to see on Monday. So, how is everyone? I think that's everything. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm very tasty, Marley. I know, Mommy. I know. You love Mommy very much, and Mommy's very tasty. I know. So, now, let's take a look at the present. So today, we're going to be making the present. If you have not yet gotten this pattern, because you are here live with me, you can get it today by exclamation today. Go ahead and click on that link and put the code FPP in to get the pattern for free today. It is a $2 pattern. However, you can get it for free. And then whenever I post this video in 2 weeks, the edited video in 2 weeks, I will make sure that I include that video on that listing. So, fantastic. I know, Marley. How's the music? The music should just be very low in the background. I know. Marley's very excited and he doesn't know why. Other than I'm live. You are so cute. I know, you are the cutest dog. You know that? You are the absolute cutest dog. Thank you, Miss Elvain. I know. Kim has been in the back with Marley, petting him on the way to and from pickups for dogs for a few times. I know. Hello, Catherine. How are you? I know. Okay, I'm gonna put you down. Because we're gonna do some sewing. Yeah. He's almost to the point where he'll need a haircut. He got one at the beginning of April, and then I realized it's been 2 months. He probably needs another one by now. So yeah, he probably needs another haircut. So, yeah. All right. You guys ready? Have you printed out the pattern? You ready to go? This one's an easy one. This one shouldn't take us long today. It shouldn't take us too long. My guess is we'll probably be done by 7-ish. Hello, Sandy! Oh, wait, I just said hi to you. I always forget who I say hi to. Alright, let's get going. Let's do this. Alright, let's see. Let's make sure I've got everything. I've got my tweezers. I've got my pins. Oh, I need my fabric scissors. And I've got that. I need my small one. Okay, I've got that. And I need my paper scissors. And I got my paper scissors. All right, I think I've got everything. Hi, Nikki. Bye, Nikki. Okay. First thing you want to do with the present block is I include this 1-inch block on all my patterns. You want to measure this. Let's make sure that this is in fact 1 inch. So it's 1 inch wide, 1 inch long. It's a lovely 1 inch square. And this is your, just make sure that everything is going to be the correct size. If this is not 1 inch and you do want a 6-inch finished block, make sure that you check the settings on your printer and you check the settings on your computer. More information on what the settings should be can be found in this pattern. Now, if you want to resize this block, what you want to do is let's say if you want to make it bigger, turn this onto landscape, and what you want to do is increase this by the percent that you want to make it. So for example, if you would like a 12-inch finished block, well, that's double the size. So from 100%, you're going to double it to 200%, double the size. If you want to make this a 3-inch finished block, make it teeny, reduce this by 50%. So instead of 1 inch, it's going to be a 2-inch block. Instead of 1 inch, it'll be a 1/2 inch block. So it'll do the math depending upon how you're going to size that. Now, after you make sure that you have the size that you like, let's cut out our pieces. Now, this one's a pretty easy one. We only have 3 pieces that we are sewing together. So we're just gonna cut out our paper. Now, I have my paper printed on special foundation paper piecing paper. You can actually find a link to it down below. It is a lot lighter. It is easier. It's much easier to remove when you're doing the actual paper removal at the end. All right, so we've got our papers. Now we need to cut our pieces out. So initially I did this one. I did these colors for the present. I've decided I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm going to do a black background, a gold ribbon, and a red present, just to show you the different ways that you can do this. The pattern itself, though, is based upon my sample with these colors. So I'm going to go through and cut all of my pieces right now. We'll speed up the video, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to start assembling it. And you know what I've realized as I started to do this? I didn't print out what I need to do. I did not print out what I need to cut for my paper. All right, present. Instructions. There we go. Let's print 1 copy. There we go. Ugh. Hey, Jaded, how are you today? All right. together. One thing I'm going to tell you before I actually get into that cutting of the fabric, for organization, what I'm going to do is all of the A pieces, as I cut my fabric pieces, I'm going to place them here in this area. So I know that these are all my A pieces, these are all my B pieces, these are all my C pieces, and I have found it's just easier with the organization for the different units for cutting all the things. Something else you can do for fabric organization is you can just cut the A1, B1, C1. Cut A2, B2, C2. You can cut the fabrics as you're starting to assemble. You don't have to sit and cut all of your fabrics to start out with at first, like I do. Okay. I am doing wonderful. Thank you, Jaden. All right, let's cut these. All right, so red, A, B, C. Let's put my C over here. All right, so red first. I need a 2x4. That's a 1.5. Okay, these are 3.5. Okay, so oh wait, no, this is not red. I forgot. My red, I'm gonna do gold. My green, I'm gonna do red, and my blue is going to be black. So I wrote that in there to make sure I did not forget. All right, so my red, I need a 2x3. Oops, it would help if I actually had this correct. Okay, so a 2x3. A 2x3, 3x4, and a 3x4. Okay, so these are going to be threes. And then these are B's, and then these are going to be C's. Okay, let's do our gold. Okay, I need, that's a 3.5. That's a 5.5. Yeah, let's just use this 3.5. Now remember, if you want to make this present with me, exclamation today if you do not yet have the pattern. All right, gold. So I need 2x4, a 2x4, 2x2, and a 2x6.5. Fantastic. Okay, so this is a 2. This is a. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. That's okay. 2x. Oh. Hold on. I can do this one. Be 2x2. that's going to be B. Yep, that's a 2x4. Okay, and then a 2x4.5. Perfect. I couldn't remember how I was cutting them. I was like, wait, why is this not working? All right, and then this is a C. Okay, next is my black. There's a bunch of blacks. All right, so 5x3. I think this is a 5. It is. Okay, 5x3 is an A. 1.5x3. Okay, that's a 2.5. Let me mark these. I'm going to start jumping around a bit, so I want to make sure that I've got them all. Okay. Okay, that's a C. That's a 7. Okay, that's a 1.5 by 3x3. Okay, and then I'm out of fabric. Oh. Okay, I'm looking to see if I have any more scraps of this anywhere before I start cutting some more. Hello, Erica. How are you today? All right, so this is a 3.5. So let's trim this baby down to a 3. Okay, and then I'm going to need 2, 4, Alright, so I think I should cut this 2 inches. So I just need a single cut of 2 inches. Because everything else is just a 2-inch cut of something. So I'm going to make this the easiest, best way of cutting it. There we go. I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. I was talking earlier about how I'm not going to be streaming at all next Thursday because I'm actually doing a guild presentation. But that I will be back the following Thursday and we'll do the D20 then. So we'll do the D20 in 2 weeks. Okay, B4, B5. Okay, and then I need a 3 and a 4. And then after that, the next 2 weeks, I will do the new ones from the campaign we just had. So I'll do 2 of the new patterns. So that gives me 3 weeks to get all of those done and emailed out to everyone. I think that's enough time. Okay. All right. I think I've got them all. Fantastic. Oh, you know what I didn't get? I didn't get my glue. Where did I put my glue? Oh, hey, look at that. Fantastic. All right. All of my fabric is cut out and organized into piles. Now you may have seen that I started marking onto this. I actually, because I changed my colors, I actually wrote it in what my new colors would be. That way I didn't confuse myself as I was laying these out. And then as I was doing the black ones, there were so many of them, I went to mark off to make sure that I had them done. So that's what I was doing with those. All right, so let's start with our A section. And we're going to start with our A1. Now, our A1, what you want to do is take a look at the color sheet to see what it is. In the color sheet, it is this one right here. So it's our black. So A1, we then refer back to here, is our 5-inch by our 3-inch black piece. So that's this piece right here. Let me just double check to make sure it is. What we want to do is we want to add a touch. Now you don't have to use glue in this part. You can actually use a pin if you like. I find it's easier to get started and it's not going to slip if I put a touch of water-soluble glue, of paper piecing glue, and then set it there. Now you want to make sure that your fabric is wrong side to wrong side. Remember, the color of your fabric is the right side. And that is the right side because you see the numbers. So we've glued this together, wrong side to wrong side. All right, and it's nice and centered. Then we're going to turn this, and we're going to fold between A1 and A2, which is this line right here. So we're going to take this line, and I'm going to fold this over all the way across. All right, it doesn't make a difference that the line stops right there. Fold this all the way across. And then we're going to take our straight edge and we're going to trim a 1/4 inch from the end. All right, so 1/4 inch from the end. Open this back up again. And then we want to take a look at A2. A2 is our gold 2-inch by 4-inch piece, one of these. So we want to take this and we're going to lay this down right along the edge that we just trimmed. Now we want to make sure that we cover this entire thing right here, because as the instructions say, you want to make sure that as you do this, it covers all of A2. And if you lay it down just like this, it does. So now we're going to take this and you can either add a bit of glue right here, or you can pin it in place. Either one is perfectly okay. During this step, I actually like to use pins. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. And I like to skip around with these videos with the instructions to make it the most time efficient as possible. So we're going to go on to B1. So I'm going to set these aside. So these are my A's. So we're going to take a look at the B's. That B1 in the center is the gold 2-inch by 2-inch piece. So same exact thing. We're going to take this. I'm going to add a touch of glue in the center of B1. And then we're going to center that B1 fabric over top of it. Just like that. And then I'm going to fold between B1 and B2. So I'm folding this fabric so that I can see the wrong side of the fabric. The paper is folded, the fabric is not. And then I'm trimming a 1/4 inch away, opening this back up. Our B2 fabric is the 2 inch by 3 inch. In my case, it's the red. If you're following the instructions, in your case, it is the green. Whatever your B2 fabric is. And we're going to pin this and set that aside. And now the C. So let me group this right here. Now for the C, C1 is in the center right here. So grab your C1 piece. Mine is the gold. Fantastic. And you're going to place it just right there in the center, just like that. So let me go ahead and flip this over. Remember, you are gluing the wrong side of the fabric to the wrong side of the paper. Okay? And our C2 is on this side. Let's fold that. Trim a 1/4 inch away. Open it back up again. Our C2 fabric is the 3 inch by 4 inch. So we're going to lay that here. Now you notice how this is the first time the fabric doesn't completely cover the original fabric. That is perfectly okay. So what you want to do is line it up along the edge that you just cut. And you want to make sure that it's centered over C2. So this right here is completely centered over C2. And then pin it in place. And there is our first step of the 1s and the 2s. So now we're going to go to the sewing machine and I'm going to show you how we're sewing these. Oh. You know what? I was thinking about that too, Erica. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going... I actually thought about that. Yeah, the black background, the present should be gray. Gray and orange. Yeah. Yeah. I was actually considering doing that, and then I was like, no, because then the gray wouldn't be a big of enough contrast from the black. And when I do my tutorials, that's the biggest thing that I get yelled at, is that my thread color isn't a different color than my fabric, and they can't see me sewing, or the fabrics are too close together in colors. So if you've noticed, I've been trying to pick colors for the tutorials that you can definitely see the differences, and you can see the white thread on top of it, and it stands out. That way it's easier to see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So, yeah. I may have to make another one with that. I may have to make another one with that, with the gray and orange. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Okay. Alright, we went to now sew between the A1, the A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. How you do that? Make sure that you lower your stitch length on your sewing machine to a 1.6. I actually have a video all about stitch length and how you lower it, how you find it, things like that. Videos linked down below and on my YouTube channel. Make sure your stitch length is 1.6, and then what you want to do is we're going to start about a 1/4 inch away. So in this case, that's about a 1/4 inch away. You do not need to go back and forth and lock your stitches in. Because we've started so far away, it is perfectly fine. So then I'm going to go down, all the way down, and I'm going to sew past that dotted line. Because the dotted line is our trim line for our, man, words are hard. I can't think today. For our seam allowance. So we're actually going to trim it down to a 6.5, which is a half inch, the half inch, 1/4 inch all the way around, total of 1/2 inch for the seam allowance. Man. All right, so same one with B1 and B2. So this is why I have the fabric so long in this case. So it's easy to start and stop beyond those dotted lines. And then C1 and C2. Now, I am sewing in the middle of C6. Perfectly okay. That is perfectly fine when you do that. There we go. Wonderful. And then now, let's go back to the cutting mats and iron it. Oh, I missed it. What'd you say yes for? That I have to do another one? That I should just do a whole bunch of them? When I have time, I am going to do so many of these and just like redo all the colors. Oh, Erica, something else that I announced is I finished the that I have to do a gray and orange. Yeah, I finished the video all about St. Jude in May, and it's gonna go up as the YouTube thing on Monday. So it's gonna be my YouTube video for next week. But then I'm also gonna debut it tomorrow on my Twitch channel. All right, when we're ironing this, I always like to use steam. There's some people that won't use steam for foundation paper piecing because it curls the paper. Oh, you can't see the paper curling a little bit. You'll see in a minute. So it curls the paper as you iron the paper. Honestly, it's fine. I have no problem with the paper being curled. So we always want to iron towards the one that we just sewed on. So in this case, we iron towards the 2s. Now we always want to iron the top first to lock that stitch in. It actually helps us get a better, crisper line with less stretching. So there is our 1s and 2s nice and ironed. All right, so let's take a look at our 3s. All right, so let's start with our A3. Our A3 is our other 2 by, whoops, nope, that's my B's. A3 is the other piece like this. So I'm going to fold. Now, in this case right here, I've sewn through here, but I need to fold this. All you need to do is gently hold the stitch so the stitches don't come undone, and then pull the paper up and away, just like that. So you see how I held the stitches didn't come undone, and I pulled the paper up and away. And then once the paper is up and away, then you fold this over, just like that. Trim it. And then lay down the A3 piece. Now in this case, A3, yep, it's just this area right here that I have to worry about. So I don't have to worry about covering any of this stuff over here. It's just this little piece right there. And I'll be doing the same thing now to B2. Okay, there's B1, B2. All right, let's do B3. So we're folding this over. Trimming, opening it back up again. And my B3, here's my B's, is the 2 by 3. Yep, it's this one right here. So let's fold that. And then my C. So my C3 is going to be right there. So always go back and forth. Look at your color charts. Look at your list of fabrics. If you've cut everything ahead of time like me, you always have to go back and forth. If you cut as you go, you just have to refer to the size that you need. Okay, so that is C3. This one right here. My 3x4, perfect. And that's going to go up here. And there we are. All right, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to sew these just like I showed you for the first step. I'm going to iron them, and then I will show you the next pieces to add on. You know what? Erin, that's actually not a bad idea. We could give it away. Because I've got the cross-stitch ones. I don't know if I've got enough in the States. I've only gotten a handful of those. Having people send me blocks to turn into a large quilt to do a giveaway, that is an interesting concept. That I may say, yes, let's do that for our December St. Jude. I like that thought. See, I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, kind of like it. Kind of like it. You have good ideas all the time. It's not rare occasions. Okay. I got an error message that OBS was disconnected and it was reconnecting, and the reconnection was successful. Maybe Erica? Maybe. I mean, if you like making blocks, I'm not gonna say no, don't make more blocks, because making blocks is fun. Right? Making blocks is fun. Yep. Is this A? Yeah. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. It's like if you just keep making them. I cannot wait until you guys get the 13. You realize that the people that donated for St. Jude in May are getting 13 foundation paper piece blocks? That's $26 worth of patterns. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the 4. So our A4 is right here. Same thing. I've got a bit of the thread, so I'm going to hold the thread and then pull it a little bit. Now, as you're pulling it back, if you get a little bit of the paper in there, that is perfectly okay. You can either take it out right now so you don't forget to do it later, Or whenever you're pulling the paper out at the end, at that point you can then take a look at it and pull that out. Okay, now let's go ahead and fold this, trim this, and as I'm looking at it, I think we can do A5, because see, if that's folded, we can do A5 at the same time. So let's do that. So let's go ahead and pull this away, because that's going to be the most efficient use of our time at the sewing machine and the ironing board. So let's fold that and trim that and open these up. Okay, and then so this is A4 and A5 are the 1.5 by 3s. So that's these 1.5 by 3. Yep, that's it. All right, so in this case, our A4's at the top. So we want to make sure that we cover it enough so that everything is covered, including all the area around where the dotted lines are. Okay, so let me make sure that that is all lined up correctly, and then I'll pin into place. Okay, and then over here, the same thing with this side. Let's make sure that if I fold it, it covers it completely and the top area. There we go. Come on. There we are. All right, there's our A. Our A's are done. All right, so let's take a look at B's. I may be able to do the same thing with B4 and B5. So we'll take this. Yep, I can definitely do this with B4 and B5. Let's be efficient and do 2 at the same time. Come on. Stay. There we are. It was a little wonky, you know, moving a bit, so I just had to make sure that it was fine. All right, and then I believe it's these right here, are B4 and B5, the 1.5 by 2s. Yes. Okay, and then if I go this way, perfect. So we're lining up the 2-inch edge. So our goal, remember, is to always make sure that we are covering the area for where we're going. Same thing, I'm going to do the C4 and C5 at the same time. And that's why I try to number them the way that I do. The more patterns that I'm making, the more that I'm doing, the easier it is getting for me, and the more efficient I can be, and the better with the designs I can get. So a bunch of these, if you notice, I've done them in a way that you can do multiple pieces at the same time. Let's open this up. All right, our C4 and our C5 are the 2-inch by 4-inch. So it should be these two. Yep, there we are. Let's lay this down. Just like that. And then turn it around. All right, so now let's take it to the sewing machine and let's sew these, come back, iron them, and I'll show you the next ones to add on. Ooh. Hey, Nick, how are you today? Nice. Free motion, nice. It's funny, I just picked up, I placed an order with the Singer Featherweight shop And I got a new case because I just can't get the smell out of that one. And I got all the things to do a tune-up. Very excited for it. So after I get all of the stuff caught up from May, from the St. Jude things, then I'll start playing with my featherweight on the stream. Very excited. Very excited for it. Nice, nice. Yeah, my husband actually went to hit the ball, do some batting practice. He's allowed to go do batting practice again, and he's vaccinated. So I was like, yeah, that's fine. Go do it. It's fine. You're safe. Yeah. Oh wait, let's do the A's first. Always in order when we do tutorials to make it easier to follow along. Pizza and wandering around, Aaron. One of these days I'll make it my way back to Disney. Oh, I almost forgot. I will tell you guys first. I went ahead and I said yes, signed the contracts, did all of the things for Quilt Market and Quilt Festival. So as of now, I did not get as big of a booth as I normally get in Houston. I just got a small booth just to have the presence. However, I'm planning on going. They said if for some reason the borders were still closed at the end of October, that I could get a rollover. I could get my stuff rolled over to the next year. And I said, not a problem at all. Not a problem. I know, right? So it is, I still don't know. I actually had 2 people ask me today about Dragon Con. I'm like, I don't know the border's going to be open. Like, I can't commit. So luckily Dragon Con is super, super accommodating. And they're like, it's okay. We understand. You do not have to tell us right now. Just tell us kind of like at the end of July, beginning of August, if we think it's going to be open or not. And we'll plan from there. Don't worry about it. You're not going to lose your money. This stuff is perfectly okay. I'm like, okay. Okay. I'm happy. I'm happy. And so at this point in time, if things open, I will be doing 2 in-person conventions. It's okay, Jord. Thank you. She was yelling at the dogs. Tell them to shush. Yeah, exactly. Like Dragon Con is too soon to call. Like, so we're in Canada. If you're not aware, our border is still closed. Hi, Jan. How are you? Speaking of Canada. Our border is still closed to the U.S. We cannot go to the U.S. for any reason without like major penalties. There are still people going, but they should not be going because the border is technically closed. So it is, and they said that they're not going to open it until 75% of Canadians have at least their first shot. So 75% of Canadians vaccinated. I checked as of last night, it was 48%. So if we look at the rate of vaccinations for the past 2 months, which is when they've really ramped it up, at the rate that they've been going the past 2 months, it will be the end of September. Yeah, so it's getting there. Now, so that means end of September means no Dragon Con, but yes for Houston. But you never know. They could, yeah, but they could ramp it up even more. So at this point in time, my opinion is September at the latest. They're going to open it. All right. Do you have to move anything else? She didn't answer, so I said it's a no. Okay. All right, so we have finished all the way up to A5. So now I'm going to do the same exact thing. We're going to go 6 and 7, and then 8 and 9. So 6 and 7 we're going to add these two on there. And then for the C, I'm going to show you this one because this one's a little bit tougher. Remember how I said you need to pull back? So you have to do it on every single one of these seams. So hold, make sure you're holding the seam. That way you don't accidentally pull any of the thread out. And then fold this back. Just like that. Now, you've got to be slow and careful because you don't want to rip this paper right here. So we're going to fold this back, and then we're going to go ahead and trim this our 1/4 inch. And grab our C6 piece, lay it down. Now remember, we want to make sure that we cover all of the dotted lines. So center it to your paper, not to the fabric that's on here. Okay? And then let's pin this. Now, for the B piece, we're completely done. There's nothing else. So I'm actually going to take this and set that aside until both A and C are finished as well. And once A and C are finished as well, then we'll do all 3 of those pieces trimming at the same time. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and trim. I'm going to take care of the A6 and A7. I'm going to take all these to the sewing machine, sew them, iron them, come back, and show you the last 2 of A8 and A9. A6, I think A6, A7, A8, and A9 are all the same. A6, A7, A8, and A9. Yeah, they are. 2x3s. Fantastic. You like how, for anyone that's picked up the pattern, by the way, if you're watching this, it means you can get the pattern for free today, exclamation today, if you're watching this live. It's a way to encourage people to come and hang out with me while I watch live. I'll give you the patterns for free while I do the tutorials. There we are. 7, 8, 8. No, it goes this way. Okay. You want to use the 2-inch side. Perfect. So yeah, so everyone keeps asking me about plans for like Dragon Con. I'm like, I can't. I can't. Oh. That. That is what it is, Jan. Scissors. Yeah, and part of me is like, I'm really liking being home all this time and spending all this time with my family, being able to finally take the time to foster dogs. But then it's like, I want to go back to normal. I want to be able to run my business. Like, I get maybe a sale every other day. It's not enough to pay the bills. Especially now that people really don't need fabric as much. Like, I got all of the new science and geek fabric for the Tetris things in. Not a single sale on them. I'm like, okay. I mean, once I can do this stuff in person, it's going to be better, right? Especially if I can do Dragon Con in person. I'm going to have the tiger fabric, and I'm going to have Dragon Con fabric. Yeah, what do you think, Erica? Are those colors enough that you can see what's happening? Are they enough of a contrast? Oh, I know. I know. I've got to decide, do I want to buy more? See, I'm trying to see if I can actually be there in person. I'll buy more. So I've got to make a decision soon. I've got to, get more of the fabric. All right. So our C is now done. So I'm going to set that aside with the B. So let's take a look at A. We still have to do our A8 and A9. So let's take care of that now. So I'm going to fold this away. Same thing down here. Remember, whenever you're pulling it away, hold the thread and then pull. There we are. We've got it. Now, this right here, because this one's a little tricky, if you want to remove this piece right there completely, that's perfectly fine. If that makes it easier for you to then fold this back, you totally can do that. You don't need that center piece. These are my last two. Open those up. That's not right. Two inch by 3 inch. No, that's not right. That's not right at all. Yeah, that's more of a 3-inch. That's bigger than a 3-inch piece in there. That's a 3.5. I don't know why I put 3. Okay. All right, so I'm making a correction. If you're watching the video live, I actually went through. I am fixing this pattern and re-uploading it. So if you're seeing this video, you have the corrected pattern. But of course, things like this happen. Apparently, when I made the initial one, this one, I wrote down the wrong measurements. So in my original one for both A8 and A9, I have a 3-inch by 2-inch. That is not correct at all. I need to make it a 4-inch. 3.5 is cutting it close. We're going to make it a 4-inch by 2-inch. So in your updated patterns for A8 and A9, you'll see a 4-inch by 2-inch. But at the time of making this video, it says 3. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to recut these to 4-inch by 2-inch. And then I'm going to add these, speed up the video, add these on, sew them, iron them, come back, and I'll show you how to trim everything. I hate that when I do that. Oh, yes. Yeah, Gryffindor, yeah. Yeah, it happens, Miss Elvane. Look at it, it almost looks like wings, the way it's sitting there like that. Okay, so I need 2 4-inch. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Let's use this one. Oh, much better. Much better. I didn't even think about Gryffindor colors, and you're absolutely right, it does. Bathead? Yeah! Right, Catherine? Right? Oh, man, I should tell you some of the emails that I get on my patterns. Yeah, no, I get a whole bunch of emails, and I never have time to actually fix it, so it never gets fixed. So I'll get the same email over and over and over, reminding me that this thing hasn't been done, I need to do it. I had someone email me one time that she was very upset that she got the wrong fabric because the descriptions of the colors on the outside of the pattern were wrong. And that royal blue is lighter than regular blue, not darker. For the TARDIS pattern. I was a little snarky with that one, and I sent her the link to Webster's Dictionary. Yeah, right. I sent her the link to Webster's Dictionary with the definition of royal blue. there and see, but at least you can watch it later, right? Oh, so much better. Now I just need to remember to update that right after the stream. So that anyone that buys the pattern gets it correct. If you downloaded the free one, make sure you make that change on the actual pattern. That's another reason why I like to give this to you guys for free. Because there could possibly be errors in it, and I'm not going to charge for it until I know it's correct. Jan, I'm going to have to put my foot down on that one. Right? Right? Like, definition of royal blue. Come on, people. Come on. Whew. All right, there it is. All right, we have finished with all 3 of our units. So now we're going to trim them. I have my paper rotary cutter. Make sure if you use rotary cutter for this step, use a paper rotary cutter. Do not use the same blade as your fabric, or else you're going to dull the blade and it's going to go dull faster. Now what we want to do is we want to either cut it along the dotted line, or you can measure a 1/4 inch from the edge of the lines. Wow, I can't say words today. So we're going to go around and we're just going to trim a 1/4 inch from the edge of the lines, or you can just trim right on those dotted lines if you want. I like to be precise, so I like to go a 1/4 inch from the solid lines. I may go a little bit extra just in case, just to make sure I've got them. All right, so there is our C unit. Doesn't that look a lot nicer now that that's trimmed? All right, let's take a look at the A unit. Oops. Yeah, it's fine. It's the edge. Now, you want to make sure that the pieces that are connecting to each other, so the bottom of the A, the both top and bottom of the B, and the top of the C block are cut precisely, because those are the ones where you're sewing the units to each other. Here we are. And here is our A block. So I'm going to set these over here, and let's trim our B. And there is our B block. Now, you notice how it's a little off right here. That's because these also include seam allowances. All right, so now we get to sew it all together. Now, there's one big issue with this, though. Because we've been ironing away from the center, you see how the seams point out? Well, the seams also point out here. I'm going to show you the trick of lining it up. So if you were to line this up, you are going to have extra bulky seams in there. Well, let's go ahead and take the paper out of here. So we're going to go ahead and remove our paper from our B units. And then once we remove our paper from our B units, we're going to re-iron it. We're going to re-iron these nice crisp seams. So instead of going out, we're going to iron it in. You can totally re-iron the seams. It makes it a lot easier and nicer. All right, so let's warm this up for a moment. There we are. Let's get some steam in there. And then same for this side. Okay, and then I'm going to iron on this side just to make sure those seams are nice and crisp, and then iron on this side. And now, when we go to line everything up, those seams are going to be perfect. All right, so let's go A to B first. What we want to do is take our A and fold it over on the B, because we can't do it on this side because we don't have a line that's guiding us anymore. Our line is on this side. So go ahead and lay this down. Make sure, now what's really nice is if you did take out that center triangle, you can center that triangle right in the very center of there. So you see how that triangle is nice and centered in there? Okay, and then we're going to put a pin in there. So that's nice. And then let's go down and put a pin on the end and put a pin on the end. All right, let's take this to the sewing machine and let's sew this. Words are hard. Sometimes royal blue is so close to midnight. I know, right? Like, they seriously thought that the regular bright blue in a TARDIS was the royal blue. And I'm just like... Alright, just like with the others, we want to sew right along this solid line right here. But I'm going to go ahead and use my scrap. So I'm going to use a little bit of chain sewing just to make sure that I really get the seams in here nice. So I'm going to put that in there, and now I'm going to sew right along that solid line. Here we are. All the way down. And then let's go ahead and free that chain piece and put it back in again to get our piece. It is a new leader, Catherine. The other one got so bad, I couldn't really sew over it anymore, so I got a new one. Alright, now when we iron this, I find it's easier to go ahead and just iron towards the piece that doesn't have any paper in it. There it is. There you are. And there's our piece. Oh, I got a little bit of thread. There we go. There's our presents. All right, so now let's do the other side. So same exact thing. We're going to take this and flip the top on the bottom. Now, here's the thing. Because I Uh-oh. Did that flip? It flipped the wrong... Oh, man. Because of when I re-ironed it, I apparently flipped it the wrong way. And so it went all the same direction instead of going in like I thought it did. That's okay. I'm going to actually do something you're not supposed to do and force this down and create a twist in there. It's going to create more bulk on my back, which is a little... See, it's going to create a bit of a twist. So it's going to create bulk. But you know what? You're not going to see it on the front, and my seam's going to be perfect. So I'm going to force this the opposite direction and pin it. There we are. And then force that and pin it. Now, for these two, it doesn't make a difference. These two, it's not going to line up perfectly because remember, this part on the top is longer than the next part. So if these seams don't line up, if they're the same, that doesn't make a difference. It was only these two that made a difference. So we'll do that. Now I am putting pins in on this side. That way I can see exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But when I sew it, I'm going to flip it over and sew this side. Okay? So it is perfectly okay to line everything up and pin it on this side, but don't sew this side because you can't see your lines. We're going to take this to the sewing machine, we're going to flip it on this side, and I'm going to sew this line right there. Come back and iron it and show it to you. I love how you guys notice things like that. You notice that there's a new leader. And look at those perfect seams. And there's our perfect seams. See what I mean? How that perfectly lines up? And I can feel there's a bit of a bulk back there. But you know what? With foundation paper piecing, you're going to get more bulk than with your normal regular piecing. So at this point, pull all the paper out. And then we'll square it up. So whenever you're pulling your paper out, make sure I actually pop this just a touch just to be able to get this paper. And then you can pull that away. You are going to get little pieces of paper that are left over in there, and that is why you get a nice good pair of tweezers if you foundation paper piece. My favorite are the Famore 507s because they have an angled tip and they're really sharp right here, and it's really easy to get in there and get the pieces out that you need to get out for the extra paper. So at this point, I'm going to get all of my paper out. I'm going to speed the video up. We'll come back, we'll square it up, and then we'll finish up. All right, so after I finish this, and we square it up and show it, I will do my intro and my outro. So I'll move the camera that is on the sewing machine. Actually, no, I'm gonna move this one. I'm gonna move this one. I'm gonna move the table camera. That one will be easier to move. The more I think about it, the more that'll be easier to move. Because the one that's on my machine actually has a faulty power line. The plug does not like me. And so the plug has to be plugged in a certain way, or else it doesn't power and it doesn't work. And then it'll only go maybe 5 minutes before it says, "Excuse me, we're not getting power, so we're shutting down." So any questions on anything I've done today? No, I'm not going to be done before 7, Erin, because I've got to do my intro and outro. Any questions on anything we've done? On any of the stuff I went over earlier? If you missed the announcements at the very beginning, The mermaid pattern was picked up by Fons and Porter Quick and Easy Quilts. So take a look for that magazine on your newsstands at the end of June, beginning of July. I'll be doing a big promotion with North Cotton. We're going to be giving away some fabric kits. Really excited for it. Oh, that's true. That's true. I did say block before 7. Hello, Mark. How are you today? I think that's it. And there's our present. So all we do at this point is we want to square this up to 6.5 inches. If you followed along the lines though, it pretty much should be 6.5 by 6.5 inches. And your block is ready to be added into your project. There you go. You pay attention? Yes, yes you do. Nick, oh my gosh, you're having Thanos, right? Right? It's only been a few days and you're already having Thanos withdrawals. All right, so I promise, we'll bring Thanos back. We will bring Thanos back. I don't know how, but we will, I promise. Oh! Mark, I knew your real name already because you've won stuff from me. I knew who you were. Oh, that's one of the nice things about having a store and giving things away is I know a lot of people's real names. I just try not to say them. Hello, Brenda. How are you? All right. Oh, wait. I probably should have changed my scene before I did this, right? Okay. Here, let me... There you go. Let's turn that off. I realized what I was doing, and then I was like, wait, what? I probably... there we go. Over there. Which one, Mark? My dogs? Marley and Alfred and Soleil. They're great. Thank you. Point of view. Toni is sewing you into a quilt. I like that. I've been thinking about doing point of view videos. Like, a lot of people are doing them. I'm like, they're actually kind of fun, and I'm actually kind of considering doing them. All right. Let's bring this back. And... Here we are. Oh, that's right. I've got it. Decoration. There we are. And yes, it's upside down because I gotta flip it upside down at the mat. Fantastic. All right. Oh, flip it. No. I don't have to flip it because I've got it on a different seam with the correct one. The magic of movie making. The magic of movie making. Alright, that's gonna go over there. All the way over. Why can I not? Oh. There we go. Now it's good. Okay. I need to hide these. Okay. That looks good. Is that good? Alright, let me pause the music. So for those of you that are like, what's happening here? What's going on? We filmed making the present, so now I'm going to film my intro and my outro. All of the glorious things, and we'll take all this and we'll do the editing and the things, and it'll be all seamless and you won't even know it. See, this is what Thursdays are, is a take a look behind how I make my YouTube videos. Hang out and chat. You like my shirt? You like my shirt? Back in my day, we had 9 planets. It does 2 things. It makes fun of the people that won't move on and accept that things change. And number 2, it's like science changes. It's okay. We learn and we grow when we discover new things. Science is never going to stay the same. Oh, is the camera autofocusing? Yeah. Okay. Probably because I was doing all sorts of like moving around. Is it good? Is it good? I think it's good. I think it's good. All right. Mark, but are the planets flat? Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. Let's do this. Ready? Hi, I'm Toni, and today we're going to make a foundation paper pieced present. I've been doing a lot of foundation paper piecing lately, so this tutorial is going to take you step by step by step on making my pattern, the present. If you haven't picked this up yet, it's only $2 on my website. It's a downloadable PDF, so it's yours forever. So let's get into it, and let me show you how we're making the present. I nailed it first time! Okay, next. Ready? And that's how you make the present. Hopefully you learned something, how to foundation paper piece a present. Don't forget to like this video, follow my YouTube, as well as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, a bunch of things that I don't know if I have. TikTok, that's right. I'm doing my foster dogs on TikTok. Is that all my things? And Twitch. I stream live here on YouTube as well as Twitch. If you ever want to see my schedule, take a look at my Facebook or my Twitter. I have my schedule posted there at all times. And thank you. Thank you so much for hanging out and for watching the video all the way through. I appreciate it. All right. That's good. Right? All right. Now comes the stupid faces time. Ready? Okay, I'm good. Yes. I learned long ago to embrace my stupid faces and not be embarrassed by them, because shoot, for mime school. Yeah, no. I actually whenever I was younger, true Toni story. When I was younger, I used to run whenever I feel any emotion at all, whether I was crying or I was happy or laughing or anything at all. I'd run to the bathroom to see what the expression on my face looked like. Dead serious, when I was a child, I used to do that. Because I'm like, I didn't understand how my face worked with the emotions. And so I then, over time, would stare at myself in the mirror and I would practice. And I actually was in drama school. I was actually in drama all through high school and university. And it's one of the things that I worked on was the expressions of my face. And so I've realized through the years that I have a very silly face that does silly things. And so I've just embraced it and I just don't care anymore. My mouth is always open and I don't care. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. Now, if you didn't pick up this pattern, again, it's exclamation today. As soon as I finish streaming, I'm going to take it down and it won't be free anymore. But I am going to update the one correction that we found here in this live video. So if you're watching the live as a rerun, I'm sorry you missed the free pattern, but it's only $2. And I gotta pay my bills, right? I gotta pay my bills somehow. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every one of you. Now remember, I'm not going to be here next Thursday. I'm going to be doing a guild lecture next Thursday, but I will be here the following Thursday. It is the 17th. Yes, the 17th. I'll be doing the D20 pattern. So a D20 block pattern in 2 weeks. Thank you again. Take care of each other, and I'll be back tomorrow on Twitch from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Good night, guys!